Hey, this is Bill, and what we're going to do right now is cover the installation and the launch of setting up SendBlaster. This is the second version. This is an email marketing tool that you can send to a couple hundred leads a day. Really just a one-time purchase of the program and then using Gmail as a free email. And that's what I'm going to show you here now, but I'm assuming that you've already installed it and that you have a lead list that's going to look something like this. You can ask and see if I have any leads, or they're pretty easy to come by. Actually, on the site we have something, I think one or two sites where you can buy lots of leads every day. But it's going to have some kind of header up here at the top, and I point this out and you'll see why. Email, first name, last name, address, etc. That's what a good lead list should look like. So I have my lead list, and you actually don't need to have it open. I was just showing you what it would look like, and I wanted to point out that header column with the column titles in it. Next, I actually pre-typed my email that I'm going to go ahead and paste right into SendBlaster, and we can just leave that down below. And what I've got here, this is the SendBlaster icon here. You can see it. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Okay, so here's our program, and what we want to do is go ahead and compose a message here. We're just going to move right down the list. Actually, let's go to settings first. These are all the settings that was in those fields. You'll see email field 2, 4, and it's going to actually let us match those up once we import the leads. So you can leave those. I just want you to be familiar with fields. Security settings, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me if this is secure. And then we've got some advanced settings, and I just want to go through all these to make sure we don't miss something. This is actually important. This is where people can subscribe, unsubscribe, and I need to actually correct my email. That's what we'll do. See, this is one important point here to make this work properly. It's a very powerful program, and you'll see why. So we want to be able to have people unsubscribe. That complies with all CAN spam laws. This is actually going to be different bounce back custom formats that you can add, and I will go over those a little later. Okay, great. So let's go to compose message. Oh, sorry, let's go ahead and import some leads. Actually, let's create a list first. It's still BitExcel. It's going to be HBA add, and I'm just going to change this to 0812. And I'll know what my problem is. Okay, so now we have that list, and I'm now going to go to import leads, and I'm actually going to move them to the 812 list. Export. There's nothing there. I'm going to find that one, which was 812. Oh, new scrub, that's what I had. Name the file. Oops, you know what? Just want to see that again. Okay. New scrubbed. Okay. First row contains field names. That's what I missed. This is going to go ahead and take that top row. Okay, and to this list here. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and compose our message, and on my file here. Now I chose, my family and I really have been watching the Olympics lately, and I find that I enjoy them, and it's still probably a semi-relevant theme. It hasn't been that long. So one thing you want to do in your marketing, number one, is be personable and real, because this is cold email, right? So you want to be personable, real. And in this case, I'm really offering something of value. The NBC Olympics, you can stream them all online. I really think people would enjoy that, to be honest. So what we're doing is kind of give them something, and you got to also remember that Gmail or Google, when you send these out, they're actually going to be scanning that text and seeing if it looks like spam. So what I've done here is just created something with value, and you're actually going to see something pretty cool here as we keep going. But I put a signature on there. I actually put a disclaimer that's like a normal business email practice, and then I put an unsubscribe. I remember that's the word that was in the settings, so that when people reply, if they have unsubscribed in the subject line, it will automatically take them from the list. So now this is an HTML email up top. This is plain text here. Primarily, you just want to make sure that you have these long URLs. Don't put like hypertext links in there on the word, like click here. Just doesn't seem to convert perhaps as well as a normal link that people are used to clicking on. Okay, so I have my thing here done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this spam check. Oops. I was expecting something a little harder. That actually had nothing. Now watch this. Financial wealth. Let's just be silly here and use financial wealth Viagra. Now look at our spam check. Now see that? 2.4. Why? I'm pretty surprised. I thought it would have actually gone higher than that. But anyways, the less you have of a spam score, the better off you're going to be, because that's going to sneak through Google's filters. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set up some Google Analytics. Using Google Analytics to track our, this again, you're using your Google account. You should definitely have a Google account set up for this. I happen to have one under a pseudonym. And so here we sign up if we don't already have an account. The account name is going to be BidExcel. It was 08/01/2001 HBA email. Right? We're tracking this email. Website URL. Excel treasure.com/ampboy. That's going to cause another glitch right there, but that's the best way to do it. Probably I should take that HTTP off because it's right here. Time zone where I am. Industry. Retail. With other Google products only. I see they want to share information. I'm going to opt not to right now. I'm going to create the account. Okay. So this is where it gets tricky actually. You'll have to send me some tracking code for the website. So you will have to copy this and email it to me and tell me what your username is, and I can go ahead and put this on your page. but you'll have to do that. And so I'm going to have to go do that on my own. Okay, so I went and added that code to my site so that we have the tracking set up. That's really helpful. A single domain, BitXL Treasure. That's really it. Save. We should be all set. I actually set up the code. So now we're good. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, so we go back to our compose message, and we had our import of leads, blah blah blah. So we're gonna go to email. Once we hit send, it's gonna start bringing up some information here. So that's my distribution list. Here's the Gmail address. Sender's name is George. Reply to address. This is very important for spam, that you have the same thing. And we have to make sure our SMTP server settings are set up properly. So for Gmail, and that's why I recommend a Gmail account, it's smtp.gmail.com, port 587, secure server, authentication required, username is the email address, then your password, retry with the this is good, and then do a connection test. Tells me connection established. That means it's reaching out to my Gmail account. Now what you have to do is set up these sendings here. Pause between messages in seconds. I want to be conservative. The research that I've done shows that you can send about 500 emails a day with Gmail. But I'd rather go real conservative, not have any problems, and be able to keep doing it. So I figured, what does it take me to typically write an email this size? Let's say 5 minutes. So we want to take 5, multiply that by 60 seconds, and we get 300. So wait for 300 seconds in between messages. Now this is if you're going to send out blocks of emails like 5, 10, 15, whatever. I'm going to put pause between blocks here. I got to figure this out. Okay, I actually decided that I am going to do one email every 300 seconds. That's going to give me 288 emails a day. That's a good conservative number. If you wanted to put out 400 emails a day, you would set this to 216. But then Gmail might close you down. So this is really better. By the way, if you didn't realize, it was 86,400 seconds in a day. But anyway, so we're going to have no pause in between blocks. Messages per block is 1. Timeout, connections. You don't want to add too many, although it doesn't even matter, just one email. So this can be just very aggressive stuff, and I just really suggest you be careful with that because Google is very smart. So we're going to leave that. All of our stuff is set up here. This is going to be follow up later. This stuff here will actually deal with our bounces. So here we go. I'm going to start sending it. It says to close an antivirus. So I'm actually going to do that. Make sure I have no antivirus running. And I want that to show again because I didn't realize that. There we go. And right here it shows 1,755 emails to send. it just sent to the first one and says OK. Now, so that's going to send an email every 5 minutes. And now I just go to bed and let that work all night long. And that's it.